used a new sunscreen and this ain't it. They see you, Legend. Legend says, say good morning.
Good morning.
But good morning, everyone. It's Wednesday morning. Legend is getting dropped off to school, and I am going into the office today to work. And good morning. Good morning. It's just me and you, girl. Well, I don't know, because YouTube says it's 0 people and 0 likes. So YouTube be telling me don't be nobody here. And then y'all comment, and then I know y'all here. So I don't know. Give me 1 second. Let me make sure my phone is on Do Not Disturb.
Okay.
Okay. You can still hear me? Sorry. Thank you. So I wanted to come in and make a quick live. Good morning. If this is your first time watching one of my videos, welcome, welcome, welcome. I am Elvira Valdez, and this is EFP Media, where we explore faith, journaling, wellness, personal growth. And the topic for today kind of dips into the personal growth aspect of the channel, where we're always like using self-discovery to become better human beings in the human race, because we all could use a better human being. When I go out into the world, it is very well known how, some people just kind of operate in their own world and don't take the full world as a perspective. But as many of us know that, making the world a better place. Good morning, Tanya. Making the world a better place starts with ourselves. So once we make ourselves better people, then when we change our mindset towards that, then we can, look into trying to save the world. But before we can save the world, we have to save ourselves. So with that being said, as you can see from the topic today, give me 1 second. Hope you have a good day. See ya.
Have a good one.
You too. Thank you. Yes, so as we navigate this world, we can only control ourselves. We cannot control other people, other thought forms, none of those things. We can only worry about ourselves. And this morning, it was heavy on my heart because I experienced something that was very familiar to me. And what that was is something that is a gift and also a flaw of mine. And as I am, navigating being in my faith is holiness. If many of you are not aware, I am a Christian, but I don't practice Christianity. I practice holiness. Because our Lord, our God is holy. It's all throughout the Bible. God never said he was a Christianity, said he was holy. So I practice holiness. But I'm not here to debate that, but that is what I practice. And with that, it is a faith that is very strict, because the word of God is strict. It is very rigid because the word of God is rigid, and God don't make no mistakes, and God know what he put in his word, and that is what I live my life by. So with saying all of that, a lot of times a lot of things in my life, I have to operate with an understanding of my faith, but then also who I am as a person. And sometimes that could be a little overwhelming, because sticking to my faith and also navigating the world as far as human connection can be a little weary at times. It can bring in a lot of long suffering. Please excuse it. There is a overcast today. It's rainy. It's an overcast today, so the sun is not shining bright. It's not looking as beautiful as it usually is, but it's still a beautiful day because we're here, because we are here. So with that, I understand, I shared this with you guys before, is that being able to discern. A lot of people want to take on that. I got the gift of discernment. I got the gift of discernment. But really, being able to discern people is not something that many people want the gift of doing, because not only does it makes you aware. So what this does for me in my life, it gives me a very, very keen sense of awareness. It gives me a very well eye to detail. I pay attention to people's habits, people's patterns, people's body movements, what is it called? Body what is it called? It's not body movements, but I pay attention to people's body language. Body language. Thank you, Inga. I pay attention to people's body language. I pay attention to how they move. I pay attention to how they speak, how they do things, how, one thing is that I attract a lot of narcissistic people into my life, because I am, someone who's very empathetic. So I do attract a lot of narcissists. And one thing I can notice about a narcissist is that they each one is different, right? But they all have the same common goal, to be number one, or to be the head, or whatever, right? So every narcissistic person has different goals, but whatever it is that they are trying to achieve, that is what they stick their brain on for their whole life, and they never change. They don't care about people. They just replace people. I mean, they could be in a whole 2-year relationship and break up with the person, and in 2 months they will go get into another relationship, because it was never about the person. It was about the void that they filled in that person's life. So me attracting a lot of narcissistic people, I have experienced a lot of things in life, that not only just in relationship, narcissistic friends, narcissistic family members, a lot of that very, very early on. And also in my friend groups in school, and in experiences in life with my family and their friends, I can read people. I am a great people reader. It is something that I can do, and it's not because I get some epiphany in my brain that makes me say, this is how this person is. It is because I watch people. It's not that I try to, or it's my intention to watch this person and learn their body habits. It is my brain. It is when I look at a person and they say a word a certain way. It is how a person types a certain way, do things a certain way, that God designed my brain to pick up on it, where other people will not pick up on it. And all throughout my life, when I try to tell people about certain people, they don't believe me. I'm making it up. No one has ever called me jealous, unless no one that I've ever said this to has ever said, oh, if I already know, you're just jealous. No one has ever said that to me, because I don't have a jealous bone in my body. I have no reason to be jealous. But point is that I'm making is that they don't believe me, or they just brush me off, or they dismiss me. My parents have done this to me, my sibling, my cousins, everyone that I tell them, this person is no good. This person, you need to, da 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 da. Oh, Evie, you read it too deep into it. Yeah, you taking things too personal. That's right, Inga. Oh, you're taking it too personal. They didn't mean that. I can't just take that if that's not what they said. And it's like, but what did they do? And what do they keep doing? If it walk and quack like a duck, what is it? So back to the point, know thyself, right? I know that about me. I know that about me. I know that I've been in a relationship. I'm so passionate about this topic because it's very dear to me. You could tell that my whole tone has shifted, my energy has shifted. I know myself. I know me. So, because I know me in my past relationships, I've had situations where I would tell this person about certain family members that were, first of all, come to find out this person ends up being a narcissist, right? But the point that I'm making is that I would have to tell this person, like, hey, like, constantly in our relationship, I was constantly telling them this person is, this, and this. And of course, my boyfriend at the time, he did not see it because it was their family member. They grew up with this person. They were so blind to the manipulation tactics, the narcissism that this person did, all of these things, they could not see it. But I could come in and spend a day or two with a person. I could see how a person types in the chat. I could see how a person responds. I could see how quick tempered they are just by how they respond, just how they talk. A lot of things that I can discern in people and pay attention to, it's not because I want to. I just have the gift of doing it. And people say, and it's more so about your mind. It's not something that, it's not magic. It's not what clairvoyance is, like some of the things that they say in New Age. It's not that. It is the God-given ability to have a social cue, to have awareness of your surroundings. It's deeper than, just taking someone's hand like the rebellious people do, the witchcraft people do, the psychics, and reading their palm. No, I don't need to read nothing. All I got to do is pay attention to you. If I want to, I don't even have to choose to pay attention to you. If my mind brings my attention to something, I'm going to see it. And I think that's why I have as many eclectic friends as I do. I can go into any space and blend right on in. I can go into any space and blend right on in. And I take that as a gift as well. Many people cannot do that. I can talk to different people, walks of life. You want to know why? Because I can discern who they are. It's like, I know me, but I also know what part of me do I need to bring into this environment to make this environment a cohesive environment. Some people are so selfish and so stuck in their ways that they cannot, change a little bit of themselves in a way where they're like, okay, this environment doesn't yield this Elvira, because we're not one person. Many of us, we change throughout the day. Your mood changes throughout the day. However, the same mood that you can shift into when it's time for you to go to work, it's the same, and then you shift into another mood when you get home. You shift into another mood when you get in your car. You shift into another mood when you get into the drive-thru of the favorite checkout place, wherever you go eat your breakfast, go to Starbucks. You shift into another mood when you go to your doctor's appointment. You shift into another mood. Like, these are all personality traits that you're shifting into. But somehow people can be so selfish sometimes where they get into certain social groups and they say, I don't feel like shifting here. This is just how I'm going to be. But who you are being is not benefiting or being cohesive and working with others in the group as a collective to bring out the greater good. And that is something that I sacrifice myself to do all the time. I talk to people all day long in my job. Let me tell you something. My job literally consists of people asking me questions all day long. Do you know how much patience I have to develop to answer the same question repeatedly, sometimes answer the same question repeatedly to the same person. That takes a lot of patience. So whereas that, because of my life experiences, I'm able to be a little bit more patient with people. I'm very patient with people. But when I go into environments, and more so when I go into intimate environments, and I know that I have this beautiful gift of reading people. And when I say reading people, I'm not talking about throwing shade as the housewives do. I'm talking about reading people to pick up on their body language, their verbiage, how they write, how they type, how erratic they can be, how inconsistent their thoughts are, how they don't, they're not patient enough to let the person finish speaking before they form cut them off to form a thought. I pay attention to those types of things. And when I get around certain people, I know how to adapt to that person. And that's one of my things. Like, that's why I can have many friends that would never, like, I would be the middle friend with people that would never be friends with each other, because I know how to adapt. It's not that I shrink myself. It's not that I make myself less than. I don't. I just know that this environment doesn't need this version of Elvira. So going back to the topic, and I think I've been on topic this whole time. If I haven't, I apologize. But the point that I'm making is that we have to know ourselves. And one thing that's really heavy on me right now is knowing that I can read people, but I also need a partner in my life that's going to support that. I can't be with someone that when I tell you that's a duck and you tell me that's a dog, because you haven't heard the duck quack, so you don't really know. I can't say that's a duck because I haven't heard it quack. But I'm going to tell you, nah, I don't know if that's a duck because I ain't heard it quack. Oh, okay. So when it start quacking, it might be too late. Okay? Hey, Sister T, it might be a little too late. When the ducks start quacking, it might be a little too late. It might be gone. It's too late now. And that's how I feel. That's how I feel. And it is a struggle for me, because oftentimes I am, it's always been a struggle, but now I know myself and I know what I need for myself. And I'm like, girl, you already know how this goes. So don't put yourself in those situations. And that is my testimony on that topic about knowing thyself. I know it's sure enough too late when I tell you, and that's the thing. And then guess what? Here's the kicker. Every time I have told a person about another person, Evie, you were right. It's too late now, ain't it? Because y'all done got into an argument, right? They done cussed you out, right? They done told you where you can go get off at, right? But I told you this is who this person was. There was an individual that was in our lives, probably still in our lives, but not my life personally, but in our lives. And she came around and she'll be so jovial and so like happy-go-lucky and so kind. And I told my mom about this person. I was like, watch out for her, because she's not who she says she's not who she presents herself to be. And my mama was like, okay, oh Evie, you just, like Inga said, you reading too much into it. She not like that. Okay. Well, honey, she gave my mama a piece of her mind one day. My mama called me. She said, I am so sorry. I said, for what? She said, because exactly who you said that girl was, she is. I said, oh, okay. I said, girl, you my mama. You ain't got to tell me that, but thank you. I'll take it. She said, no, I had to come and apologize. She said, because I did say some things to you in reference to her, and I didn't have your back, but now I see. I said, oh, no, you can see clearly now, you know? So, know thyself. Spend time with yourself. Examine yourself. I know that being able to read and discern a person can be a gift and a curse. I get it. But I also know that in the process, I don't want to be, I think my relationship with my ex-fiance, that really, I got love for him all day long, but that was very traumatizing, because I went through a lot in that relationship where I was revealing so much to him about the people around him, and he would not believe nothing that I was saying. He would not listen to me. And I never want to be in a relationship like that ever again. You know, I just don't. I'm not someone, and I understand that not everyone thinks the way I do. I get that. I mean, that's a given, you know. Not everyone is going to think the way that I do. However, I think very well. I think very well. So, you know, sometimes I can overthink, but I wanted to share that because it's not about the other people. It's about you. Now, I can't change my mama. I can't change my daddy. I can't change my sister. I can't change none of those people. I can only change Elvira. I also cannot pick and choose which family members are going to be my family members, okay? But when it comes to friends and personal relationships, I can definitely choose those people. And if I'm a very vulnerable person, and I need a lot of protection, I need a lot of love, I need a lot of, like, no matter how smart I am, no matter how, like, you guys see this version of me, I need to be in a space where, oh, you're welcome, Inga. Thank you. Hey, Simple Me. Sister T, I greeted you, right? Hey, Sister T. But I am in a space where I'm not selling myself short no more. You know, if I see that duck and I know it's a duck and I don't like ducks, I'm not signing up to pet the duck. Okay? I don't even like animals like that. Good morning, D. Nicole. So, yes. So, I'm going to end it here. It's a short video, D. Nicole. I don't know if you've been watching it in the back, but you can definitely, now, y'all, this lady takes her car. It takes up 2 spaces because she don't want nobody parking beside her. You would think she driving a Maserati. You would think she's driving a Lamborghini. You would even think she's driving a Porsche. She driving a Sega Genesis. Like, girl, I know it's not Sega Genesis, but that's what I call them. She driving a Genesis. Like, girl, I don't even do that. You take up 2 space. She's parked literally in between, like literally the line. She parks over that. Like, girl, child, is that a Maserati? If so, what do you do outside of this? Because I know this job can't afford to give you a Maserati. Is it a Porsche? Now, I know it's Porsche, but I like to say Porsche. Girl, you take up 2 spaces? And then it's a sedan. Ain't driving like it's a big old truck. I'm like, oh my goodness, see, I done got distracted. But yeah, rewind the tape, y'all. Overall, knowing thyself, and with me knowing myself in a situation that, I am in, I'm learning how to understand that your gift of discernment, Elvira, it is a gift, but it's also a flaw of yours. And sometimes when I occupy spaces with other people, you know, it's something to be a watchman of the camp, right? So typically watchmen kind of lurk or sit in high places and they observe the perimeter of the camp. But it's also needed to have watchmen within the camp that has eyes and ears to hear. And that is, to me, the importance of having the gift. I don't look like I'm paying attention. I don't even speak on half the things that I learn about people. It's something that it's like it just goes into my brain and that it just stays there, but being able to, pay attention to people's habits is something that is a good thing, and then again, it's a bad thing. Because when you bring someone's negative habits to the forefront, depending on who you're talking to, it may not be received very well. And that's okay. Just know that you are aware. And just know that though you see it, you protect yourself. If you know that's a duck and you don't pet ducks, you stay away. Okay? Thank you, Dina Cole. You stay away. Don't go over to the petting zoo where it's nothing but ducks if you don't like it, if you know it. And they telling you, oh no, we about to go pet the goats, but you looking at a duck. We don't see the same thing. We don't see the same patterns. Are your eyes deceiving you? So that's just how I feel about it. And I thought it was a very, very insightful testimony to share about my own personality traits and the people around me, and how that throughout my whole life I have been treated that way, mostly by the opposite sex and family members. So a male or a family member would be the ones that would be like on the reserve. A lot of women that are my friends, when I tell them something, they usually see it too. Hey, Tony Nixon, they usually see it too, and we can have a conversation about it. But typically, the male species and my family, I think now that I'm at this age, my family is finally realizing, like, Evie know what she's talking about. But for like the male species, it has always been like a struggle in that area of revealing to them people's, and that's the thing, that's the influence of a woman. That is something that God gave to the woman, not the man, because we can see things that the man is not paying attention to. That's the point. That's the point. Happy Wednesday. I hope you all have a great day. I'm going to leave this up. Know yourself. And when you know that yourself ain't being known, get on out of there. All right? Real life experience, real life. I got to go to work. I hope you all have a great day. Those of you that just popped in, rewind the tape and rewatch it. It was good. I did get a little passionate. My tone did take it up an octave. But that's just because I was passionate, and I've experienced this so much in my life ever since I was a young child. And it could get discouraging, but I'm not going to let it get discouraging, because I know this is something that I am supposed to be using to help discern the people around me. It's 10 of y'all watching. If all of you can double tap the screen. Thank you, Sister Inga. Thank you, Tanya. Thank you, Brother Nixon. Thank you, Sister Dina Cole. I think that was it. Oh, thank you, Sister T. Thank you, Simple Me. Thank you, guys. I hope you all have a great and wonderful Wednesday, and I will see you all. Love you. Love you, love you, love you. I will see you all on the next one. Make sure y'all watch this now. Post this on your Facebook page. So the people, yeah. Love y'all. Bye.